The woman lay motionless on the ground. As the lawnmower headed straight toward her, she couldn't make a sound. The villain had injected her with a muscle relaxant, leaving her entire body paralyzed except for her eyes. Fortunately, the elderly man mowing the lawn spotted Iris in time. He tried to communicate with her, but Iris could only respond with her eyes. Sensing something was wrong, the old man carried her into his house. Just as he was about to call for help, urgent knocking erupted at the door. Standing there was the villain, Richard, who lied about being in a car accident and claimed his mentally ill wife had wandered off. He asked for the old man's help and brazenly sat down on the sofa. The elderly man instantly grew tense. Iris was lying right behind the couch. Richard wept, saying he was deeply worried about his wife, who had become completely rigid and immobile during her episodes. The old man began to believe Richard's story. Then a phone rang. The old man's suspicions returned immediately. Richard had claimed he'd lost his phone. Realizing he'd been exposed, Richard demanded the old man hand over Iris. When he refused and pushed Richard away, a struggle ensued. Richard ultimately killed the old man. Iris watched helplessly as her savior died before her eyes, unable to do anything. To destroy the evidence, Richard doused the house with gasoline and set the wooden structure ablaze. Desperate to survive, Iris mustered all her strength to pound on the floor, but Richard didn't notice. Just as he was about to drive away, Iris managed to grab a curtain cord. The moving curtain caught Richard's attention. Only then did he realize Iris had been hiding in the house all along. Once again, Iris fell into Richard's clutches. He planned to take her to a cabin in the mountains. Along the way, Richard stopped for gas. While he went inside to pay, Iris tried to escape. A young boy approached, and she blinked frantically for help, but his mother called him away. Another chance for escape slipped through her fingers. Richard first drove back to the accident scene, where he retrieved another muscle relaxant syringe from a second vehicle. Just then, a police car pulled up. The boy's mother had called the authorities. The officer approached Richard for information. Richard lied, claiming Iris was his wife and they'd come to fix their car after an accident. The officer remained skeptical. At that moment, Iris struggled to roll down the window and forced out sounds to call for help. Following her gaze, the officer spotted the muscle relaxant syringe. But before he could react, Richard attacked him. He then dragged the officer into a vehicle and set it on fire.